It's important that you be able to see. That's why we do this.
Yes.
Because
although Michaela sent us one of those reader things that's
like
really
here or
nice,
something?
yeah, reflective.
I wish she would show up and hook it up so we know how to use
she has
it.
to show up and hook it up, man.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
God, Michaela, now you know. You
now you know.
turn up
If you're
and
tired of
hook
us
it up.
looking down all the time,
You need to get over
you know
here,
what to
lady.
do besides just mail it.
I know she mailed it, but
And we got these random boxes of random things like, what is
we're
this?
like, what is this and how
I
do
don't
we
know.
do it? I don't know. How do you set it up? I don't know.
What is it
But
for?
it says it says instructions on it, and yeah, Michaela, get over here. Welcome
To another episode.
of Driving to the
It's your
Rest.
favorite host,
Inelia.
and Larry.
Yeah.
That was good.
Actually,
Brought to you by our sponsors.
you.
You're our sponsors.
You're our sponsors.
You're it. Truly
You're
it.
You're it, man. You're it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just fix this camera.
It's been fixed. We just did it.
Yes.
So our sponsors are you.
Yes, because you go to listen to the second hour, and you can support us.
Those are our patrons of the
Patrons of the light. Become a patron of the light and sponsor our work on the earth, which is light spreading. The spreading
Light spreading.
of light. Yes.
Yes.
And so that's what we're going to concentrate on today.
On spreading the light.
Yes.
Because when we say spreading the light, what do we even mean? I mean, here's a flashlight.
Totally. Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
The
totally.
best flashlight, and let me tell you what, we don't go in any store, I don't look at the lights.
You do.
I definitely do.
You do.
But that's not the kind of light we're talking about.
No. What type of light are you talking about?
This light is the light that is the light, as they say.
Fandango?
The Fandango. No. Have you ever seen the I am that I ams?
Oh my god.
This is the light that's the light.
Okay.
So that you get it clearly.
Yes.
You clearly understand what it is, right?
Totally.
You can't use the same word in the definition of the word. So we want to
Bring light
shine some light on
onto
something.
things that are interesting to all light workers on the earth.
Again, light and light and light.
Okay,
So
lots of
right now
lights.
we have a narrative going on.
Lots of them. Lots and lots and
Well,
lots.
we have an entire
Lots and lots and
reality
lots.
based on narratives.
Lots and lots and lots of narratives.
As your favorite author used to write, people make up things and they believe them.
Who is my favorite author?
For Terry Pratchett. Right. And then there was nothing and it blew up. Things
Yes.
like that. He has these great sayings, right?
He does.
So in this case, these narratives have built our reality. And if you're curious about a little more about narratives, you wrote, honey, a brilliant article about it. Or was it a woo?
Me?
Narratives.
Articles in Woo as well, yeah.
In the notes or in the sun, we'll link to that article as well. But
Okay.
narratives are kind of the foundation of the reality that most of us exist in.
Yes.
And shining the light on these narratives gives you the ability to see them for what they are instead of
Thinking they're
think
real.
that what you're seeing is they are real.
Right.
I guess that's what shining the light is about. It's like illuminating
Yes.
the true nature
We are
of what
illuminators.
it is. Illuminators.
You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I like that word.
Illuminators?
Not eliminators, honey. Illuminators.
Illuminators. I didn't say illuminators.
Eliminators of the dark? No.
No, we don't go there.
Illuminators of the light.
Illuminators.
All right, anyway.
Of reality.
So we have a narrative going on right now.
Is that related to Illuminati?
Do they have that as they're saying too? They are light, bringing the light to something or other. Illuminatis.
No.
The Illuminatis create narratives, though.
They do.
See, we're not creating a narrative here.
We're not. We're just pointing out.
We're pointing out a
narratives.
narrative that you can look at.
Yes.
Now, we are the arbiters of all that is true and real.
Yes.
If you ever wonder and you ever really want to know, we will just tell you.
We'll tell you what's real.
That's our special gift.
It is.
Although, it is occasionally true that some of the things that are right, real, and true for us may not be right, real, and true for you. Because you may have...
Because you're wrong.
Well, besides the fact that you're wrong, you may have a different reality you want to be in.
That's true. That happens a lot.
It does happen.
It does happen.
And oftentimes, the other thing that will happen is that you will be in another reality. And interested in a new one, but the old one has tentacles.
It does have tentacles.
It's actually one of their symbols.
Yes.
It's these tentacles. And those tentacles have suckers on them.
Yes.
And those suckers hold you in tight to the narrative.
Yes, they
and so
do.
you take this cherished narrative and you own it and hold it as your own. And anyone who challenges it is challenging you.
I know.
And you're blah, 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 blah. You see the
Always
story.
right.
So allow your narratives to be challenged.
Yeah,
don't suck onto them so hard. Say, hey, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if it's not true, but I'm definitely willing to take a look.
Exactly.
Because, really, somebody told me this some time ago, and now somebody's telling me something else. How am I to know which one is telling me the right?
Right.
We just either can believe us, which is probably just fine.
Yes.
Or you can
Actually, it's not fine for me, but a lot of people pretend that it's okay to believe what we say. They think it's okay to believe what we say.
Well, you can believe that the truthing exercise that you teach will bring you a result.
Believe it's actually true. So it's a knowing.
It's a knowing.
Yeah. You can know that the truthing exercise will help you.
Just know that the truthing exercise will help you.
Even with our own information, which is true, but it might not be true for you.
It's best to truth it. Because it might not be truth for you.
Right.
And if you want to make it your truth,
yes,
you can.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot to talk about that. I think that's going to get us into trouble.
I think so too.
So maybe in our second hour, we'll get into little details about that with Ilya and some of the truths that we might have told him.
Right.
And that he said, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Oh, and the other ones are like, oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yes.
So let's go over the truth, which is the light. We're going to bring some light to a narrative going right now all over the place.
And it's changing in front of our eyes.
It's morphing in front of our eyes, and it has to do with alien
spaceships. Aerial phenomena. In other words, alien spaceships.
And the narrative on Earth. So over the past few months, there's been a full-on activation of alien spaceship narratives
on Earth.
On Earth. All right.
Indeed.
On with the article, honey.
I have written several articles about it, and I still don't feel that we have discussed it enough.
Keeps coming up.
Or brought in enough information around this topic. As it will continue to increase before it becomes the full crescendo of a mass media narrative level.
So we're only still in the building phase?
We're still in the buildings phase, yes.
I noticed so many mouths talking about it.
I know.
And they all are parroting the same thing.
And the same words.
All of them are, not all of them, except for ours, of course.
Ours is the best.
Well, ours is not the same.
It's not the same.
All of them are amplifying the narrative. It's
yes.
Not only is that narrative true, I was there and I saw it too.
Yes.
And now I can finally say it because somebody else said it. But I can't say it unless somebody else says it.
Yes,
so
somebody else has to say it first.
Then I can say it. Because I didn't spill the beans.
Yes.
What are you doing with my microphone?
I was moving it around.
All right, well, begin.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
There are some items I want to revisit around this topic, and both are based on the actual alien technology that has been harvested by our society.
So that was already true.
Yeah, and they are based on it, right?
Yes.
So one of them is the alleged changes of narrative around this technology. This is interesting how the narratives around this technology is changing at a mass media level.
Right.
And the other is about the way in which disclosure about this technology is being handled and why we are getting a certain nature of and often conflicting formal information around it.
I've noticed that they conflict. They'll say it and then they'll deny it and then they'll say, yeah, well, actually it's true. Yeah. And then, no, it's not. And then, yeah, it is.
One person that's supposedly an expert, no, it's all bullshit.
That's
pardon
not
my French.
True.
And the other one would say, oh, it is,
it's
true. Totally true. Here's the evidence.
There's no question about it. And the guy who said it's not true just signed this piece of paper that actually says it's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's lying to you.
Yeah.
There
has been, in the past few months, a distinct movement in the official narratives from the UAPs possibly being commercial or foreign at the nation's technology objects to them being outright alien and off-world in nature. So they went from weather balloons from China.
It was spy balloons, not weather.
Oh, spy balloons from China
that look like satellites, by the way, which is quite hilarious.
Yes, to their alien craft.
Okay, so it's maybe not a balloon. I mean, I don't think a Raptor pilot is going to mistake a balloon for,
I don't think balloons travel thousands of miles an hour or whatever. But this move is important to be aware of because the alien construct narrative integrates that it's something bigger and deadlier than if it was just weather balloons or spy balloons.
Right. I mean, there was almost the hysteria around spy balloons, like you got to be afraid this balloon's floating over, it has a camera in it. Look around you. How many cameras can you spot?
1 in front of my computer.
2. 3.
Where?
That other computer.
Oh, but it's closed.
Well, that still has a camera.
Oh.
Literally everywhere you go.
Oh, that TV has a camera.
That TV's got a camera, probably. Yeah. Literally everywhere you're surrounded by cameras. But this one floating over you, be very afraid.
Yes, yes.
And that camera held by that guy, oh, you need to be afraid of that one. But not the other 10. Yeah.
Okay. Something that has been picked up by various people is the fact that we are still listening and accepting the information about these objects from people, organizations that have been lying to us for decades now. And these people are being presented as experts. So the same people who lied to us, telling us they were weather balloons, are now saying it was an ET ship and they had ET people in it. The same people are saying the same things.
They're not lying this time.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
All of a sudden, they are the holders of the truth.
Yeah.
They've been holding it this whole time and just lying about it to protect you from something.
And not only that, but attacking and
ridiculing and
destroying those people who said, hey, these were alien technology.
So we can accept that they are probably still lying.
Yes.
Or at least, at the very least, the amount of truth they're giving you has a spin on it.
It does definitely have a spin.
A narrative.
Yes. And here is why I want to talk about this particular aspect of it. The fact that the information is coming from these individuals and organizations means that it is part of a narrative which is based on power of others' paradigm.
Because they are.
They are part of that.
That is their single soul purpose and being, is power of others.
Some of these people are being presented as having changed their mind on how they want to take advantage of the protection for whistleblowers can get these days. But if you listen carefully to their new narratives, you will see that the fear agenda is still going strong within them.
And they justify it multiple ways.
Yes.
If they don't sell it as a fear, then the military is going to take it serious.
Yes.
That's justifiable reason for calling it be very afraid. Yeah. Or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's always a justification for the fear. And it's something that you'll maybe buy.
Yeah.
You're right. The military ain't going to care if it's nothing to be afraid of. We have to have some fear in there, or else the military won't even look.
Right.
Some danger. Right. So that's the slip, right? You write about that a little bit more. That's a funny thing.
I know. Words and body language can let you know how to spot a narrative, as well as givens.
That's what I just was talking about, those givens.
Givens are things that assume a truth to begin with that is actually not true.
Yes.
For example, the words anti-gravity technology assumes that gravity is real and a thing, when in fact this is only a theory of the experience of a force. It also assumes that the technology has to fight against it, right? Yeah. That's just one example. Another example that we have already discussed in the past is the use of the word threat, and even recently, alien invasion.
That's our favorite movie.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of movies of those, but recently they've been talking about it.
Yes.
These words are super loaded, right? Why, we might wonder, is the information that these types of technology are being harvested coming out now? They're saying, we have them, and we're harvesting the technology from them.
Well, the thing is it's coming out now strong. It's come out before multiple times.
Yeah.
But very weakly.
Very weakly. And
it's like setting the stage.
Yes.
Like more of setting the stage, like pops it, seeds it, then, okay, for reals now. Right.
we might wonder, is the information that these types of technologies are being harvested coming out now? Why is it the same people who denied the existence of aliens and ridiculed anyone who said they existed are now coming out and said it was all true and that the technology is being harvested by companies? Why are the popular names such as Uri Geller and others saying, I saw the bodies? And why didn't they say it before? It all fits into the fear agenda. What does that say?
The tacit.
That's it.
Implicit marching orders.
The tacit and implicit marching orders. Now you shall say this.
I saw the bodies. The bodies are real. It's real.
It's real. And that is why it is our role to talk about what we're doing.
What they're doing.
What they're doing and saying. So this bit, you wrote that in since
you accepted it.
I did.
So it's like, why is Uri all of a sudden talking about this?
Yes.
Interestingly enough, if you watch his interview, he's talking about this implicitly and fully with pictures and all, but he's also talking about JFK thing, but he's not saying what. Because they didn't say it first. If they say it first, then he'll say it. So whatever they say, he can amplify. It's one of the orders.
Right.
It feels like an order. It's like,
well, totally. He's
hey,
admitted
if we say it, you
works
can do it.
for these people.
Well, that was one of the reasons
he's very proud of it.
He's getting a lot of coverage right now.
Yeah.
Is that the CIA released all of their secret papers around
his
contract that he did, and the remote viewings that he did, the images, the pictures, and the files that have him in it. And one of the things that he did was look at the JFK murder thing. And he said, and this is on the national news, he said, I did it, I saw it, I talked to, the Jackie Kennedy and this and that and reviewed it, and what it is going to blow your mind and you won't believe it, and I can't tell you. Unless it's in the papers, I can't tell you.
Right.
But if it's in the papers, then I'll tell you.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're going to blow your mind. You won't believe it.
Right.
And it's not the CIA. It's not the mafia.
Right.
It's not blah, blah, blah.
I bet it's aliens.
Well, I think it's aliens.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Aliens are dangerous, honey.
That's their narrative. We decided a long time ago that we would make sure to let you know what to watch out for that might suck you back into the fear paradigm.
Yes.
And all these so-called disclosures are nothing more than a setup for an enemy that people cannot fight. Think of it as a setting the stage for the play to come. You're predisposed to accept reality as they will present it, because the little bits of givens you've taken as truths.
Right, so be careful of those givens.
Yeah. The other day I noted, as one of the disclosure people talked about the Havanah Syndrome sandwiched in between talking about alien technology.
I thought that was so strange. It's like, how are those connected?
Exactly.
Like, why are you talking about them in the same podcast? They're
right.
It's that alien ray technology.
Yeah. He didn't say that the Havanah Syndrome is alien technology. He just talked about it in between talking about aliens. This links powerful weapon beams to aliens.
In one of those
death rays or
death ray, they put in the ray and it gives you this Havanah Syndrome, and we don't know what caused it, so it's aliens.
Yeah. So he didn't explicitly say it, but it was used in a way that any communication expert knows is to seed a thought. You see? So, for example, a person can talk about green trees, then talk about tea, then talk about green trees. And this is a method to inject the link between green trees and tea to the person listening, even though he may not have linked the two at all in his talk. Now you want green tea, right?
Yeah, I do. When actually you wrote that, I was thinking,
it would be nice to have some green tea.
I have that one from, that one place?
Yeah.
That has the spearmint in it, which is the green tea, and it's just nice. From Tezo, it comes in a little box. It's a green tea, but it doesn't really taste like a green tea.
Right.
And the other one that looks like grasshoppers, remember?
Oh my gosh.
I used to walk around with this clear cup, and I put the little granules in there, and then the water, and then after about 15 minutes it'd be full of grasshoppers.
Yes.
But they weren't grasshoppers.
Right.
They were tea.
If you say so.
It was my favorite cup, my favorite tea.
Okay.
It's gone now.
So, what do we do now? Well, now we are informed that the way in which the alien narrative is being presented, discussed at length in a different article, is live and being delivered big time. The narrative is fear-based, and we can expect even more fearful and exciting things ahead. And that this narrative is not for you to engage with, and not for you to share. Instead, share this newsletter, our podcast, because it informs the true nature of the situation. You're informed, knowing, and seen, so share that knowing. Why do they have to do it now? That's the open to speculation. Here are some thoughts around the narrative that's being pressed on by the media.
Yeah, why?
Why today? One thought. First
why
thought.
this week? Why this week do we got blush?
Yes. This month and the past 3 months, whatever. Here's first thought. There is an agreement of disclosure that has to be met.
An agreement?
Yes.
Between who and who?
I'm glad you asked. Between the aliens and the humans who said, we'll keep it for a little bit and research it and look at it before we release it to the rest of humanity.
Okay, I like that one.
2.
All right.
People around the world are becoming more perceptive and seeing or capturing these technologies in their phones. Therefore,
True.
witness has to be interpreted by a narrative of fear.
Which is their regular tactic.
Yes.
Yes, either ridicule or be very afraid. And if you're not afraid of that light, then you'd be very afraid of me, because I'll destroy you and your family if you talk about it.
Right.
All of that stuff.
Right. People who talk about these strange things, that people are not human and real, they vanish after a few days.
After a while, and their jobs get lost, and their homes get foreclosed on, and their bank accounts get seized, and they lose their professorships, and all kinds of things.
All kinds of things.
It's very easy to do that.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Just be quiet.
Yeah. Thought number 3. There is a move to accept certain uses of this technology on the human population.
Like the death ray thing?
Mm-hmm. And the population has to agree to it.
Sort of like we watch a movie and then you see a thing and you are informed and then you go along with it anyway?
Well, if they're made afraid of it first, they will agree to use it with open arms.
Well, true. It's like they have a death ray, here's the antidote. And you must inject this chip. It cancels out the death ray.
Yes.
It also helps us track you, so if you ever get taken, we can find you.
Hey, there you go.
I want a chip. It's not that complicated, guys.
It's not that complicated. The aliens are coming and the population has to be convinced that they need to be eliminated so that they don't question the companies and people who have made billions of dollars of what it was, by all intents and purposes, something that belonged to all humans and was not meant for just a few to make fortunes out of or use to control the masses with.
So we got to convince the population that aliens are coming and aliens need eliminated.
Yes.
And it actually was a damn good thing that we got all this material from them already and been doing these secret works. Because if we hadn't been doing all this stuff, we'd be defenseless.
Right. Yes.
So it's a good thing that we have $1 trillion now. Yeah. We spent it to help you.
Right.
It's just for you.
Yes, for you.
All right.
I'm always surprised by the level of entertainment on Earth and at the moment. There isn't a day that goes by that we don't find some interesting aspects of society to look at, investigate, research, and expose. Because we're bringing off the light.
We're illuminators.
We're illuminators.
I don't know. I kind of like it, but I kind of like...
It sounds like Illuminati. Honey, are you an Illuminati?
No.
I'm not an Illuminati either.
I'm not an Illuminati, but I'm an illuminator.
Yes, we're illuminators.
An illuminator.
My dad wanted to be Illuminati.
An Illuminati. T or Tor.
Well, he
it's a very important distinction.
Let's just say something. My dad wanted to be a high-ranking Illuminati.
Yes. Okay.
Which is different to wanting to be an Illuminati.
And illuminators actually have no rank.
We do not have ranks, except that we're brighter than...
There are levels of illuminators? Of an illuminator... Illuminator? Brighter illuminators? And dimmer illuminators? I guess. In a way. I don't think so.
Isn't.
You either are or you're not.
You're either an illuminator or you're not.
You're not a level of Illuminati.
No, you're not Illuminati.
Illuminator or you're not. Right. And that would be where you become a patron of the light.
Yes.
A patron of the light is an illuminator.
It is.
You're allowing and helping and joining in the process of illuminatoring.
Okay.
Illuminating.
Yeah.
The high frequency paradigm on the planet, which is the one that is not fear-based.
Exactly. Yes.
That's what you're doing. Alrighty.
Yeah, you totally are.
Let's run on to the second hour. I think Ilya and Adelina will have something to say about these things.
I think so,
I wonder
yes.
if they're illuminators or illuminatees. Or tas.
Well, definitely, they're definitely illuminators.
Yes,
because
they're definitely.
they do all the work that is involved in publishing these things.
Did you know they do a podcast in Romania?
I did.
So if you are in Romania, or you're a Romanian, or you know people who are Romanian, they can listen to their podcast in Romanian about the topics we talked about.
Yeah.
And they even have it in video, so you can watch them.
Yes.
Which is quite fun.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Thought I would mention that.
Great.
So we'll see you.
See you then.